clear that we understand the meaning of Hussein ibn Ali. By God, a year's prayer put together is not equal to a tear shed on Hussein ibn Ali. People often say that how strange are these hadiths in which Sadiq al-Muhammad salamullah alayhi states that a person who cries for Hussein, or makes somebody cry for Hussein, or makes a face of somebody attempting to cry in the love of Hussein, Jannah will be wajib upon them. And we, the Maulanas, ask, how is that possible? We will say, whose Jannah is it? Whose paradise is it? Does it not belong to Hassan and Hussein? Are they not the lords of paradise? If their grandson who owns the paradise wishes to give it to me, why should I question? Why should I question? What we don't understand are the in-depth meanings of what these beautiful, blessed souls are saying. On the one hand, in the name of Islam, in the name of Allah, in the name of the Sunnah of the Prophet, 140 Hafidhin of the Quran, people who had rendered the Quran to heart, signed the death warrant of Hussein ibn Ali. Over 100 Sahaba who had witnessed the Prophet with their eyes, who saw Hussein sitting on the shoulders of Muhammad Rasulullah, and they saw the Prophet adorning the forehead and the lips and the hands of Hussein with his endless kisses, signed the death warrant of Hussein that Hussein is wajibul qatl. What Islam is this? How liberated are they? What are they understanding? Umar ibn Sa'd prays the namaz of janazah on his dead, thinking that he is doing something in the way of Allah, and buries his dead and leaves the grandson of the Prophet on the burning plains of Karbala, beheaded, torn into pieces, mutilated, and takes the daughter of Muhammad Rasulullah as captive in the name of Allah, the Prophet, and Islam. And there you see Hur, and there you see Wahab, a Christian who does not know Islam, but recognizes through his inner sincerity and beauty the truth of Hussein ibn Ali. He doesn't understand Tawheed. He doesn't understand Nabuwa. He doesn't understand namaz. He hasn't even prayed a single namaz. He hasn't even fasted a single fast. And yet we have this hadith about Wahab, that on the day of Qiyamah, the people of the earth shall see brilliant lights on top of the arsh. And they will say, whose lights are these? And every prophet will look at it with envy, that if only I can be given such a rank. It will be said to them that these are the lights of the companions of Hussein ibn Ali. And whose is that most brilliant light on the top? And it will be said that is Abbas ibn Ali. When we talk of Hussein, in the tears for Hussein, by Allah, we are talking about such a fundamental truth that no one has understood. Hussein is the greatest blessing on this Islam. The words of the Quran don't mean much, to be honest with you. We will read the Quran and we will kill Hussein ibn Ali. The Sunnah of the Prophet doesn't mean anything. The philosophical notion of Tawheed doesn't mean anything. None of these things mean anything. Why? Because the inner God is in question. The only way to break the inner God is to give way from within. When a person cries, by Allah, it is the soul that is moved. And when the soul is moved, this is the first time the real me has been brought into existence and into question. Have you not seen when a person cries his heart out for Hussein, and when they are crying for Hussein, by Allah, they can look at each other and say, I forgive you for the sake of Hussein. For you are crying on my Hussein, the Lord of my heart. If you shed a tear for my Hussein, I am your slave. Do you not see how the inner boundaries break? How the inner God is demolished when we cry for Hussein? We become mindless of our own selves. The eye breaks and it begins to expand. The greatest peak of sincerity, is the inner self giving itself to Hussein ibn Ali. By Allah, what the Imam said, that Jannah becomes wajib. He only said it because naive simpletons could not understand the truth of what he was trying to say. The truth is that cry for Hussein is Jannah in itself. It's not a question that they'll become eligible Jannah in the hereafter. It means they are already in Jannah. Is there a name for Jannah beyond Hussein ibn Ali in any case? The only time we lose ourselves, the only time the eye is broken, is when we are involved so intimately with Hussein. And Hussein is the greatest mercy. And Hussein, as they said, Haqqa ke binaya la ilaha ast Hussein. Hussein truly is the foundation of no God but Allah. Why? Because when Hussein penetrates the realm of our hearts, he burns us. And when he burns us, that's the first time I break. And when this great idol collapses, that is where Allah appears. Cry for Hussein. If the Imam has said this hadith, then by Allah, believe it, and Allah will not let you down. Fatima, Salamullah alayha, who cannot even be beheld by the archangels. She is so glorious, as the hadith says, La jalal fawqa jalaliha illa jalal Allah. Illa jalal Allah. That there is no splendor beyond the splendor of Fatima, save the splendor of Allah. With that lofty stature of hers, she says, I will go in every gathering of my Hussein, and I shall collect their tears that they shed for my Hussein. Hussein is the colorless Lord. A Hindu belongs to Hussein. A Christian belongs to Hussein. An atheist belongs to Hussein. A Muslim belongs to Hussein. A Shia belongs to Hussein. A Sunni belongs to Hussein. Hussein is the property of humanity at large. And Hussein is the Lord of one and all. For he addresses that intimate level of the core of our existence where we are all one and the same. It is the day of Ashura. Hamid ibn Muslim narrates that the companions of Hussein have died. Hussein calls for his Akbar. Who was this Akbar? When Hussein was saddened at the loss of his grandfather, he prayed to Allah. He said, "Oh Allah, grant me a child who through his features, mannerisms, morals, speech shall most resemble your messenger." And Allah granted him Akbar. Akbar's humanity was such, we are told, that he would light a torch on the dark nights outside Medina, so that those caravans who were traveling and who would be lost, who would be guided by this light, and he would take them home and host them. Such was the humanity of Akbar. And we are told that Akbar was more a son of Zainab than the son of Layla. Raised by Hussein, raised by Zainab, raised by Layla. Akbar is Akbar. By Allah, when it is said that Hussein lost his sight with Akbar, then understand what Akbar was for Hussein. And for Hussein to give this sacrifice, my God, the remembrance of Hussein does enable everyone to enter paradise after such a sacrifice. Hamid ibn Muslim states, I saw him dressing Akbar